Well, hello, and welcome to yet another episode of Sun Valley Tech. This time we're going to go over replacing the camshaft and shafts, plural, in this Harley 96 engine in this 2010 Electra Glide. I'm not going to show you point for point how to do it, loosen this bolt, loosen that bolt, all the other kind of stuff. I'm just going to show you the rough on what I experienced going through it, maybe dispel a few myths, things like that. First things first, I am going to tell you what we're putting in it for cams. We're putting in some CVO 255 camshafts, which should give it quite a bit more torque, especially when cruising down the highway. This bike is a touring machine. We're not looking for a drag race bike. We're just looking for some more passing power. We want to pass that slow semi or RV or whatever. First things first, always make sure you got the right ports before you start digging into it. As you can see, these are, it's kind of hard to see it. I can see it better with my naked eye, but these are CVO 255 cams. They're really easy to pick up, and I've read that some people believe they actually are the cams that the 96s should have come with. A couple of more things on this. This bike has 50,000 miles on it. We're going to try to dispel the myth of the more modern Harley hydraulic tensioners not holding up. We're going to find out. The valve train on this bike, as is quiet. There's no mechanical noises coming out of the engine that should not be there. We're also going to do something a little bit different than some of the YouTube videos you see. A lot of times you'll see the guys, they'll cut the push rods to make it a little easier for themselves, so they don't have to take the fuel tank and all that kind of stuff off. I'm not going to do that. I don't believe in that. That's not the correct way to do stuff. It's not what my manual says either. Yeah, it's going to take me more labor to take the tank off, take the seat off, and take the rocker covers off. But you know what? Once I put everything together, I'm not going to have to hit and miss or guess about where I need to adjust those new push rods. I don't want to go through that. This bike has to be exactly reliable. It can't leak oil, and so anything like that. So we're going to go through the extra labor and the extra pain with it, and that's how we're going to do it. In the meantime, keep watching the video because I'm going to do this in clips. See you in a few seconds. Welcome back to this episode of Sun Valley Tech. I told you we were going to look at a couple of things here and maybe dispel a few myths, maybe go with a few things. One of the myths I wanted to talk about is that the hydraulic tensioners aren't really a fix. I want to tell you that, well, I think for most part they are. I'll give you an example. This bike here, and boy, look how far we got this sucker tore apart in a couple hours. But anyway, this bike here has just a little over 50,000 miles on it. Okay, and the tensioners, yes, they are showing wear. I'm not going to argue that point. That tensioner has got some pretty good wear on it. Is it to the point where I think it would have caused catastrophic engine damage 20 miles up the road? Nah, it probably would have went another 20, 30,000 miles before something like that happened. But it is going to get replaced anyway as part of the job. The inner chain tensioner, there is a little bit of wear on there, but not much. I mean, I may go back together with that one because I just can't see a reason to replace that. There's just no, I mean, you can see it because of the oil there, but with my fingernail, I can barely feel it. So I'm not too worried about that one, but let's see, maybe I'll just do them both because I'm in here. Getting this thing apart and all that kind of good stuff was actually pretty easy. What I've discovered with this machine, it's a very well engineered piece of machine that deserves more credit than I see sometimes online, on some of the online posts about Harley Davidsons. There's nothing to sneeze at in the engineering here. Everything came apart, went together exactly as according to the service manual. And found nothing wrong with the engine. I mean, there's nothing wrong here. I will go ahead and replace these bearings in here with the upgraded style or updated style bearings, which are called the Torrington type. just because I think it's the thing to do. I've got the cams out. I'm here. Let's go ahead and do it. The Torrington bearings actually have 2 more rollers on them anyway. 2 more needles on them anyway, so that it will be more supportive of the camshaft. I have a tool coming. I expect to see it tomorrow. Don't mind buying tools for working on my machines. That's part of the job. But once we get it all back together and road tested, and well, the video will continue. And hopefully I get a grin from ear to ear on how it performs. Oh, before I go away on this time, you can't just throw a set of camshafts in these things. This thing's already got a high performance exhaust on it, a high performance air filter on it, and I've already got the tuner so I can modify the fuel injection. And what we're going to do with it is since anytime you change something on them, you have to change the tune on the fuel injection. So I'm going to start with a canned map. They call it canned because it's not really specific for your bike, but it is. And that map helps the fuel injection work the new parts. We're going to start with the canned one that was emailed to me. However, this tuner will let me tune the engine on the fly. In other words, it'll self-tune itself. And so once we get the bike up and running and we're satisfied with it, we put it into that mode where it can learn the little deficiencies and nuances of the bike and stuff like that, and then make its own adjustments based on the canned map, and then that makes the bike run perfect. Anyway, thanks for watching. Staying on the video. I'll be back in about 2 seconds. Welcome back. We got the bike put back together. We got it road tested, and we got the computer programming done on it, and the first basic part of the automatic tune done. I'll tell you what. Talk about a way to wake up a 96, man. This thing it just hauls compared to when I first got it. No doubt about it. I made a good move here. I'm happy with it. Got some things taken care of in the camshaft, and so I like it. So anyway, I'll see you on the road. Happy trails, and thanks for watching.